mixture of black people and all that stuff. They joined in. Not even, they're like me, mixed. So don't really have a say because you can tell they grew up white.
I will say one
Which,
thing.
I'm not offensive to white people. Like I said, I kind of grew up mostly white too. But I say that they grew up mostly white to say they don't really have a right to speak on inner city black issues. Like I don't talk about Wilmington. I don't think I have a say in Wilmington because I grew up in Newark across from Glasgow. So I don't really feel like I can talk about what happens on 9th Street or anything like that. Like I just feel like I don't have a say.
I grew up in Wilmington and I haven't lived there in years, so I don't even feel comfortable with certain aspects. Like I can't say why this is happening or that is happening because I'm not there anymore. You know, I mean, I could tell you about it back in the '80s. You know,
but I'm just saying, like I don't feel like I have a right to speak up on any issues that are going on in Wilmington. Like my point being, the Hodge twins don't have any right to talk about what's going on in Black America because I don't think they ever were in Black America.
They've never experienced, right.
So that's my point. And they grew up white. Like you've never experienced this shit. So I don't think that's, you know, that's the definition of cooning. You ain't never experienced it, but you're gonna talk about it like they should be better. All right, well you go live down in some inner city area and see how you like it.
Well,
you try to survive down there like everybody. Like that shit is. What did Dr. Dre say in a song? Something Compton was like still waters and calm, but now it's like motherfucking Vietnam. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't never experienced that.
Yeah, my family, Jack, just says a lot of shooting in Wilmington. He lives out in Wilmington now. He's not from Wilmington, but he lives out there now. So, you know, he has his pulse on what's going on out there. So
right. I mean, we can see what happens. Like, obviously, I think last week, 4 teenagers, a 10-year-old, 12-year-old, 14 and 15-year-old all got shot literally in the same day at the same time. Like, we can see that, but you don't feel that when you live up here in Newark. We don't have fucking shooting monitors where fucking alarms go off when there's a shooting, or the gun cameras or whatever they are. I don't even know what they are because, like, never down there. But you don't know what it is to, like, live there where, you know, if you drive through there, you see everybody's always outside. Like, everybody's outside on the stoop. The whole block, everybody's outside on their stoop chilling.
It was like that in the 80s too, and it wasn't as much shooting. You know what I'm saying? Everybody up at St. Anthony's playing basketball, getting a double slice in the water ice.
Well, I know gangs have, and it's a lot of these little kids making up gangs. Like, not no old school. It's like these kids, they in a group, or it's their block or whatever, and they the whatever, and they just going out doing stupid shit, and we gotta shoot you to get in. You gotta shoot somebody on the next block, like just stupid shit like that.
When I was coming up,
and we don't know nothing about that. Like, there's these kids over here playing basketball. They don't know shit about not liking the kids on that street over there. You know what I'm saying? Just because they live on that street, like, to them, they just all live in the same neighborhood. They don't know no better. I don't know no better. I don't care what street you lived on when I grew up.
I will say too, the gangsters and hustlers, like when I was a kid, it seemed like there was more of a respect thing too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the grandma came, you would stop cussing, you stop the fight, wait till grandma walked past, and then get it back on. You know, even parents. You know, parents could go and break up fights and stuff like that. Parent go break up the fight now, they might come back stab. You know,
probably more than. Yeah, I don't even think it happens where they go break up a fight. Because you gotta understand, like.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, yeah, people did throw their hands back there. It wasn't guns like that, you know. But somewhere it changed, man.
Somewhere people, like, I don't know which comedian or what. I don't remember which comedian said it, but somewhere down the line, people got scared to take ass whoopings, and that's when they started picking up a brick, picking up a bat. And then it just escalated from bricks to bats to knives to now we just gonna shoot you. Fuck it. I don't even want to fight. I'm just gonna walk up, and if you do beat my ass later on today, when you're not paying attention, I'm gonna walk up behind you and shoot you in the back of the head.
Yeah. You ain't have to worry about nothing like that. A fight was a fight, and you knew somebody was going to get up from it, and you know if you felt some kind of way, you would run it again with that person. You know.
But now it's.
And if you felt like they got the best of you and you couldn't do nothing, that was it.
But now it's. When you fight somebody, you gotta fight 7 of their friends. So of course you gotta go get your gun and come back and start shooting because you got they hopped on you. Like,
listen, man, I had such a bad temper. For a while, I lived in a neighborhood called Lancaster Court. Anybody who lived there,
right by Wilmington Hall, right?
Yeah, not too far. It's across from the Pathmark. That's now like a Mexican.
Oh yeah. I know exactly.
So
by Phoebe's and all that.
I would scrap with my friends. After the fight's over, like 5 minutes later, we riding bikes together, playing football, like we best friends again. You know what I mean? It was nothing. It's just, you had to get that aggression.
Yeah, this fight is over.
Yeah. Something happened, I didn't like it. We gonna fight, and then it's done. You know what I mean? You can't do that now. You know, I even...
See, I was never like that. I'm gonna keep fighting until I win.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna go back
but that
and
was
shoot.
fine, though.
But
that wasn't a problem.
We gonna keep going. I did that with my older brother. I remember me and my older brother fought in the front yard for probably 45 minutes. And everybody kept saying, just stay down, man, stay down. And I just wouldn't stay. I just kept getting up, getting tore up, getting up. And I remember one of the kids in my neighborhood, I can't remember his, but they looked at my brother with like, yo, he gonna fuck you up in a year.
Right.
And
at some point.
Right. And I don't think we ever did end up fighting again. Because I just was never like that. But yeah,
when you say the older brother, the one
that's in Portland, yeah. Oh, he was a boy.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, my brother. Yeah, my brother was a boy.
Ain't that one in Virginia? Or
yeah.
Okay.
But he wasn't. Nah. But
Gotcha.
yeah, my older brother, he was a bully, but he was like a bully out of competitiveness, and that's probably why I'm competitive like that now.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Because he would fight over like board games and shit like that, because he was losing. But yeah, I remember. And sure enough, probably about a year later, man, I was a foot taller than him. And right now he's 5'9" and I'm 6'3". So.
Well, the thing about aggression too, man, is that having a gun on you in that type of situation, you might not even shoot the person on purpose. It might be that some kind of aggression happened. You had it, you pulled it out, and you used it by accident. That's why you don't pull it on nobody unless you want to use it, man. One of the rules of firearms. You don't point it at anything you're not willing to destroy, man. And too many people.
Is it worth it to give these kids gun training?
Kids, if they're responsible.
These kids, so that they would learn, because all they have learned is this street gun shit versus, hey, look.
When it comes to kids and guns, man, it's.
I know we talked about it before, but how do you
gauge the responsibility?
How do you solve what's going on down there? Like, is there a way to solve it? Because they all got guns now.
Yeah.
How do you can't, I mean, if anything, Chicago's shown you can't confiscate the guns. You're not going to get rid of the guns unless you went in house by house or something like, and that's what they ultimately need to do, but nobody's equipped to do that.
I think it all starts at home, man. And unfortunately, a lot of kids are growing up in households now. Like, let's not even say the single father thing. That's too much of a taboo thing. You know what I mean? But let's say this. There's moms and dads now who both have to go out and work. Where they ain't even around the kid. The kid watching what they want. The kid's basically raising themselves because the parents have to go out and make money. And then you do have that single mother or that single father. Or
grandmother.
Right. Who
neither parent's there.
Right. So, I mean, I think it's in the upbringing, man. I think, I got to honestly say, man, I don't, I don't know anybody else's situation. I don't have respect for a parent that don't take care of their kids. I really don't, because you never had to get in that situation. Listen, if you lived in a time where there weren't condoms, you ain't alive right now. You know what I mean? So it's always been a way to prevent that. And then you act like it's a burden or a life sentence. No, you created all that. So, fathers, and mothers, y'all really need to step up and do your job, raise your kids, man. I just had a moment with my son the other day. I drove all the way. My son got his first job, so I don't see him as much now. So I make sure once a week I go down because he's downstate to visit him. Well, I went by the first time. I caught him off guard. Just came up from the beach. I stopped by and waved to him, and the manager, when I told him, that was my son, he said, "Man, you got a real good son." Yes sir, yes ma'am. On the interview, he was like, "That might not seem like a big deal, but you don't get that much nowadays."
Nope.
I'm like, "Look, I just tried to raise my son right, So he took to it, and then there's like, "Look, your son's going to take a break in about 5 minutes, man." I sat there, my son told me he missed me, started getting emotional. I started getting emotional, man. It was one of the most beautiful, and the thing about it is that made me feel like I made my dad proud, because my dad was a great father. I mean, I can't even really say anything bad, except maybe he was too strict, which he was supposed to be, so, I just, it's easy for me to say this coming from what I came from, but I know for a fact that you could have prevented having a child if you didn't want to have a child. So I don't have respect for any parents that don't take care of their kids. Ebony, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a long time.
Well, I would say I would go this far. There are parents that are able to work, support their family, support their kids, and still able to raise their kids so that they're not in those situations. So there's really no excuse. I hear the excuse all the time. Well, I work 2 jobs. I'm not able. Yes, you're able. You are, because there's parents that do it. So you can't say you don't.
Well, you got to.
Are you willing to do it? Are you taking the time? Are you doing? What are you doing to make sure that you have it? Because there's parents that work 2 and 3 jobs. Shit, I can tell you this. My mom used to work 2 shifts at 7-Eleven. And all my dad did was sit in the house and watch TV. So,
what's going on?
We were all outside. So, yeah, I could have got into doing stupid stuff even living out in Newark. But,
listen,
I was scared to death to do it.
What you said resonates real hard with me, because you got to understand, my pops worked all the time. Here's the problem, though. I was with him half the time he was working. But even with me having that free time, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never got caught up in that. The worst I got caught up in, parents might have caught me with a girl in the house or something at some point. But I'm saying that's all it was. It wasn't
Shit, we got caught with, like, one of our friends, like, because nobody was allowed in the house.
Yeah.
Like, male, female, then, I don't even remember too many females in our neighborhood growing up, but, like, our friends weren't allowed. I remember dudes had to run out the back and all, yeah. But yeah, that was an instant ass whipping. Yeah. Somebody in the house, get your ass whooped. And I would even say that that might be part of the problem.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and not not necessarily the physical discipline, but just discipline in general. Like, just the fact that kids aren't disciplined. There's not a lot of consequences. I can say this for sure from working in the juvenile detention center. When they get in there, as lax and as campy and go to timeout it is, yes, they put murderers in timeout in juvenile detention center now. We didn't used to, but that's what it's come to. This cotton candy society, where now you putting a 17-year-old murderer in a corner for timeout in a jail. I don't care if they say.
Yeah, that was the same deal with me. Well, I had to be on before the street lights. Pop would come searching for me.
Yep.
If I got caught, I couldn't play football the next day.
Yeah, that was it. You just had to stay in the next day. Yeah. But yeah, so it's this cotton candy society where, and this is where when people attack liberals, which are Democrats, this is where I side with Republicans. That the cotton candy, let's put the kids in timeout and let's do all this talking and all that stuff. No. By the time these kids are 13, 14, 15, 90% of the time too late for all that.
Yeah.
It just is. I don't care.
I agree.
We can argue all day long. I worked for 12 years. By the time the kids are 12 and 13, the percentage of kids that can be turned around at that point is about 10%. It does happen. It's great when it does happen. But it doesn't happen very often. It doesn't matter how much counseling you give them. It doesn't matter how much love, caring, and affection you give them. They're going back out into the environment and they're fucking going to act the donkey. Period. So the lack of consequence is the problem. And that coincides with parenting. It doesn't matter who the parent is, whether it's mother, father, mother and father, whether it's grandmother. If there's no consequence, a kid's going to do whatever the fuck all his friends are doing wherever he is. Whether it's Newark, Wilmington. In Newark, they do whatever. In Wilmington, they shoot each other. In Chester, they rob each other. Whatever the kids are doing, if there's no consequence as a result of discipline, no matter what the discipline is, beating your ass ain't gonna hurt you. Timeout ain't gonna help you.
Right.
You can't put a kid that's over 12 in timeout and expect change.
Did you say you worked there 12 years?
I worked there for 12
That's
years.
12 years of fans that won't join our podcast because of you.
That is not true because they love me, and I would say almost all but maybe a couple kids, even kids that I've restrained and had to fuck up, will come up to me now and be like, "Yo, man, Henry, remember when you had to restrain me down on C unit because I was acting up?" I'd be like, "Yeah," and they'd be like, "Yo, I was an asshole back then, huh?" Yeah, you were.
Right.
Because I'm bigger than that. I know I'm gonna win. I'm not going in there to gauge my strength against fucking kids. That's just not who I am. I already know I'm gonna win. So I didn't go in there with the intention of like being this bully to him. I give him, look, man, all I'm asking you to do is do what I asked you to do, man. When I was a substitute teacher, look, man, just do your work. Y'all can talk all you want quietly, but just get your work done. And I've always been like that. I've never been a dictatorish bully, a micromanagey, do what I say just because type of person. You know that from working with me that I'm not like that at all. I'm just the type of, and that's the way I went. Look, man, do something fucked up. Yo, go to your room, man. Man, I ain't going nowhere. Okay. I'm gonna give you a second to think about it. Just understand, one way or other, you go into that room.
Right.
Man, I'm not. Look, man, I already told you, you don't run nothing here but your mouth. I'm gonna let you think about it. Man, I ain't okay. And I would take my watch off, and everybody else on the unit would go, and be like, "Nah, I don't want to get hit on the way, boss." And they would go in that room.
Yeah.
You gonna go in that room and chill, or you gonna go in that room and be swole up?
That reminds me of a scene from The Boys. Have you seen that show,
I have
The
not.
Boys? Yeah, there's the guy Laz Alonso, the black guy on there. The kid was acting up, and he stood up and looked at him, and everybody started chilling. I think they was getting ready to fight and everything. Everybody started chilling because they knew what was
Most
coming.
of the time at that job, I've read 47 Star Wars books in 12 years. 47 Star Wars books. Because all I needed y'all to do was chill. And I would sit there and I would read. I remember I was on workman's comp for 9 months. I came back and I was on this unit that only had like 6 or 7 kids. And they were sitting in a circle and they were like talking, bullshitting. And then like started to get loud. And I looked up from the book. I was like, "Yo, keep it down." And this one kid was like, "Oh, listen to Mr. Tough Guy." And the other kids were like, "Yo, man, shut the fuck up, man. You don't know who that is?" They were like, "Yo, that's Mr. Henry, man.
Right.
You better relax that shit." He said, "I apologize, sir." And I just went back to look. I never said a word. I just went back to looking at my book. And flipped the page. And that kid was cool with me ever since then. He just like was like a new kid and thought it'd be funny, like trying to make a joke. And all them kids that had been there, you gotta figure, I know some of these kids since the time they was 12.
Right.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16. By the time they 16, 17, they already know. So they was like, they'd be like, "Yo, Henry here today?" "Nah, I ain't fighting today." Nah, it was a couple of that were like that they didn't they were scared of, but they were scared of because they knew what would happen to them if they messed up. Not because we were bullying them or whatever, but they knew. And that's why I said when I see them now, they're like, yo, man, I was an asshole back then. You were.
Well, at least, you can't change your behavior if you don't recognize it. So, that's somewhat growth, that they at least know how they work. Because there's some people that'll tell you, I was completely normal. You were the one with the problem.
Well, a lot of them, I've heard stories about, there's some of those staff that I work with that can't even go in Wilmington. Because they bullied kids and then went in there looking to fuck them up. And, them kids told them, if we ever see you, we're going to shoot you. And it's not just going to be me. And I've heard stories of kids, when they got older, going to clubs like Hacks and shit like that, and they would see the staff there, and it turned into like fights. Got hopped on. But that's all in, hey, treat people with respect. Yeah, I might have to restrain you, but I would always go back and talk to the kid after. Like an hour after he's calmed down. I'm like, yo, man, look. And you just have a conversation with them. And then they respect that. They're all right with that. And like, okay, I can see that. But if there is no consequence, for example, like there isn't now, they just get put in timeout. Hey, what did you do wrong? Oh, I ain't go to my seat when I was supposed to. That's not a consequence.
Go back.
Right. That's not a consequence.
Right.
And they don't learn. All they learn is, oh, this ain't shit. So that's my little ramble on jail. I think jail's necessary. I didn't necessarily like that little protest, like let prisoners go, whatever they did downstate. Like if they're locked up, whether it's coronavirus or not, guess what? Sorry, don't do stupid shit and get locked up. If you didn't rob this motherfucking gas station, you wouldn't be in the position now where now you stuck in a jail with thousands of people and exposed. Like, does that mean you should get coronavirus? No. Do I think they should take better precautions and isolate some of those people that have it so it don't spread? They have the opportunity to test them every morning to see whether they have fevers, etc. Put some on one part of the block or whatever. They have the means to control it. I'm sure. They have the means to control it. And that's what the focus should be. Hey, make sure that these guys that have it are being treated. Make sure that the guys that don't have it are being isolated away from it. Make sure you're keeping up with, taking temperatures and all that type of stuff. But to go out there and protest and say, let them free. Fuck that. Why should they be allowed to commit crimes and be released? But I can't commit crimes.
Right. You be sitting right in.
Right. Like, no, that's not the way society works. If you in jail, you belong in jail. 90% of people. I'm
glad you cleaned that up.
There are people that are 1,000% innocent. They've been screwed, dicked over, whatever evidence, all that. I 1,000% believe that.
Yeah.
But they're also in that 90% are people that are innocent by technicality, but not innocent by act.
Right.
You might be innocent because the evidence got fucked up. You might be innocent because the person that was going to testify against you isn't going to testify against you. But that don't mean you didn't do the shit and don't deserve to be in jail. Right. Those are different things. Mm-hmm. I hate that free my nigga shit. Tell your nigga stop doing shit. How about that? Free my nigga. I hate that. That's one thing that drives me crazy. Free my nigga. Hold on, this nigga done shot 3 people, but free him, huh? This nigga's out selling heroin killing everybody, but free him, huh? Man, come on, man. I'm not for all that. Let's free the dude that got charged with rape but never touched the girl. How about that? We can free him. Free the Tiger King. Shit. He ain't do nothing. Free the Tiger King.
Carol
man.
Baskin out on the street.
Yeah, Carol Baskin out. Why can't Tiger King be up, man? Free Tiger King.
Carol on the street and them fed her husband to cats. To big cats.
Nah, she dropped him in that acid.
You know, she did a rendition of In the Club, 50 Cent. 50 Cent said something about it. I didn't see it. But,
No, I see that she, and I don't know why that shit pops up on my timeline every time she posts a video, because I'm not a member of no shit that she's on.
you an animal lover, though. She must have found out.
Hello, cats and kittens. If you don't take your sloppy ass to jail.
On that note, I think we've been running
Yeah, we've been rambling.
a long time.
So,
One thing I want to say before we get off here, parents, be a father and mother to your children. Also, if you have an estranged relationship with your child, it's never too late to try to fix that. You're going to have to go through some stuff because the child might feel away, but you can fix that. You know what I mean? And you can take the time to try to build that relationship. It's never too late. So, please, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and fix that relationship. I know it takes a little bit of courage, but it'll be worth it, man. Children are a beautiful thing. What's going on, Marshall? You came on at the very end, brother.
I want to say I've been looking angry this whole time, but I'm not really. It's the sun over there.
Yeah,
the sun is bright as shit. I should have done this with sunglasses on, but I didn't want to seem like a douchebag, tool bag.
Somebody want to open the blinds.
I figured it would be more light. We don't have one of those cute ass food light, circle light things.
I will. Peace, bro.
But yeah, so I know I look angry and sound angry.
Marshall, just real quick, so you know, next week we're doing the drinking game episode. So basically, what we're doing, and Will, you still on here too. What we're doing is we're going to come up with words that are taboo for each one to say. 5 words. Every time one of those 5 words is said, you don't say it right when the word was said, obviously, because you won't let the person know. But you say 1 or 2 or whatever. We'll just count, and then.
Or you can just go.
Yep. And then we gotta take.
But you gotta have the words written down.
Yes, the words have to be written down.
Over.
We will show them to the crowd. We will turn our heads.
Well, no, just like you can go in the kitchen while I show everybody, and then
that's what I'm saying.
I'll go in the kitchen, and we'll just do it like that.
Yeah. So we'll be drunk. We'll see who'll be more drunk, but we'll be. It'll be Monday. We're doing the podcast live on Mondays. It's uploaded typically Sunday. So last week's episode. Or didn't I put both the episodes up? We didn't do one last week. Yeah, we didn't do one last week, but I uploaded 2 episodes last Sunday. So Sunday
we did that last week.
Yeah, Sunday would be the upload.
Yeah, we talked. If you go on YouTube, you'll see the episode says "Father's Rights in Delaware," or "Father's Rights, Parental Rights," something like that.
Yeah. So
yeah, we did that last week. There's already episode up there.
So Monday it'll be live around 5 o'clock, 5:30, maybe 6, depending on what's going on. But definitely between 5 and 6, and that episode will be uploaded the Sunday following that Monday. So, please be there for the drinking episode. I plan to have fun with that. I might even say the word over again if I find out what it is, just to take another shot. I do like alcohol, so
just leave it here.
We'll see how it goes.
My phone is hot as shit.
Yeah, we can rebound. So for everybody, peace out. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you next week.
Later, y'all.
All right, you can talk.
Daddy can't drink alcohol though.
You can't drink alcohol? Oh, okay. Well, it'll just be me then. And yeah.
And you? Oh no, you can't drink alcohol either.
Remember you used to give me a little bit of beer?
I did let you taste it, yeah.
Even though your head did get fizzy though.
Review some liquors. Some unknown.
Your head got fizzy.
My head got fizzy.
Why'd you even have to drink that?
Sometimes we're known to drink alcohol. What do you mean?
But I don't want you to drink alcohol.
I didn't say I was going to. Did you hear me say I was going to?
No.
Huh? I'm going to go get some non-alcoholic beer right now.
For the party next week?
No party. No, actually, do you know they have? They
Nah,
have
you told
Coors,
me,
They
yeah.
have Heineken.
No, Dad. Aren't you getting the beer, non-alcoholic beer
For the party, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
so-
for the end of the summer.
Somebody said,
Dad, can we invite Mark over?
Yeah, sure.
you got a little friend named Mark?
Just tell them
Me? My name isn't Mark.
Yeah,
Oh, it isn't. It's Willie Dynamite.
That your name is Mark.
his name's the One Man Gang.
The One Man Gang is my name. Mark is just a cover. Oh man. Cam, I keep getting older, man. I need to take that stuff Mike Tyson taking, boy. What do you call it?
Oh,
GB?
he said, "Wow,